So let's get to the next topic on this edition of the Rock News Roundup podcast, and that is that Oasis have announced a complete studio album box set to coincide with the reunion tour that we are currently in the midst of. It's not happening at this very moment. Actually, no, not yet. It's Tuesday night. I was going to say, well, if it's Wednesday night, it could be happening, but we're one day off. But we are in the midst of the Oasis reunion tour, and so they're taking not taking advantage, but there's an opportunity for them to reissue their studio discography on vinyl and CD. So this coming from Consequence of Sound, that Oasis have announced their complete studio album box set. It's going to be coming out on CD and vinyl on August the 22nd. There's a look at the vinyl box set there. And if I scroll down a little bit in this article, there's the vinyl. And there's the CD box set in there as well. So it's got all 7 of their studio albums plus their B-side album, the Masterplan. So this comes out on August the 22nd. And yeah, this is a great way for fans to kind of catch up on all their studio albums. If you don't yet own them all on CD or own them all on vinyl, if you're a newer fan, this is a great way to get all of those things in one kind of package, right? If you don't want to have to go there and collect them all, but just give me a chance to show off my Oasis vinyl. So this is the ones I have. Obviously my Oasis CD collection is much bigger. There's a video I did here on the channel where I posted all my Oasis collection, but I have Nebworth there, 96, Dig Out Your Soul on vinyl there. Put it here on the floor. What else we got here? We got Don't Believe the Truth. We got Heath and Chemistry, of course. Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. We got the Masterplan. Actually, I really love this album on vinyl. That album, the cover is probably one of my favorites. Then we got, of course, Be Here Now. I actually have 2 different copies of Be Here Now. This is the 25th anniversary or the 25th anniversary edition. And then my original copy of Be Here Now as well. And then Morning Glory, and then the 30th anniversary edition of Definitely Maybe, and then my actual regular edition of Definitely Maybe. So actually the band has announced a 30th anniversary deluxe edition of Morning Glory. I talked about that and broke that all down here on the channel. So that video is here on the channel right now if you want to check it out. So yeah, this band is releasing is a complete studio albums box set plus the Masterplan, 8 albums total. So you got all those records. So they got the 8 CD or the 14 LP. The CD is going to run about $100. I looked it up on Amazon. It was like $97 American. LP, I'm not quite sure how much that's going to cost, but I'm sure it's going to be at least a couple $100. It's going to set people back just a little bit to get all of those studio albums. It's going to be available on a couple of different colors, vinyl colors, depending on where you pre-order the album from. And I think this is, again, very cool for fans who haven't gotten all the albums on vinyl or CD. This is a great way to jump into the discography to get all the Oasis albums. It's too bad there's no new music to go along with this. The band has already released singles box sets in the past. They've released a lot of reissues. They've released a lot of different box sets. They just released Time Flies, their greatest hits package. They just re-released that in a big package as well. So the band have reissued a lot of this stuff over the years, the Chasing the Sun editions, and it's actually a great way for fans to be able to get all this stuff at once, especially if you don't have it all on vinyl. Like I've always had the Oasis discography on CD, but it took me a while to actually find it all on vinyl. And then getting it, especially here in Canada, is a lot harder than it is in the UK. So this was or is a lot easier way for people to get all the Oasis albums. Like back in the day, I had to seek out all this stuff on my own. I remember when I was first becoming an Oasis fan in the mid 1990s. I was 12 years old. I bought Morning Glory on CD. Went back, bought Definitely Maybe, then Be Here Now came out. During that time, I discovered, through my research on the primitive internet at the time, that the band had a lot of singles that they released. There was a lot of B-sides on those singles that weren't on the albums. This was before the Masterplan came out. So I remember trying to seek out the singles. I was able to find the cigarette boxes that had all the singles for Morning Glory and Definitely Maybe. And then I kind of had to go looking around for the rest of the stuff. I wanted to get the Whatever single on CD. That wasn't in a box set, so I had to special order that from HMV. I remember doing that at the mall here in Hamilton, at Limeridge Mall at the HMV, having to do that, and then having to go seek out the other singles. I'd have to go to the Toronto HMV on Yonge Street to find a lot of that stuff, and it wasn't as easy, probably still not that easy to find a lot of that stuff. And like I said, it's a lot better for fans to just pick up these vinyl versions and CD versions of all their albums, get it all in one spot. Maybe might cost you a little bit of cash depending on which format that you go with, the CD or the vinyl. But I think this is very cool for new fans, for old fans. If you're a fan who doesn't have all this stuff on CD and vinyl, Oasis are making it very easy for you to get it all in one place. And it's like we all got Oasis fever right now. Like I said, we're right in the midst of the reunion tour. They did their opening shows at Cardiff. They did 2 shows in Manchester last weekend on Friday and Saturday. They're playing in Manchester on Wednesday night, and then I think they're playing again this Friday and Saturday night for their 4th and 5th shows in Manchester. And then they're going to continue on. They're going to London. They're going to be doing Toronto, which I'm going to on August the 24th. And yeah, so we got all of this Oasis fever. No new music just yet. Fingers crossed that we get something new. But in the meantime, you can catch up on all the old albums because really they're playing a classic hit set anyways at their shows. And this gets you all the essential stuff. Maybe not every B-side, but you got the master plan in there. This really is a great starter set, a great gift if you want to get somebody into the Oasis discography. So let me know in the comments below, as an Oasis fan, are you going to be picking up this new complete albums box set on CD or vinyl, or you have it already? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.